Men now have completely entered their baby girl era and stopped chasing. Once men realized, oh my God, women are willing to chase me, they don't know how to pursue women. I've decided it's not worth my dignity. Like, I will never chase a man, and I would rather just be lonely than be like, oh my God, I like chased my husband so hard. Like, imagine saying that. The power we all collectively hold if we just got together and decided at the girly forum, the girly pop forum, that we are no longer chasing men, then they will be forced to going back to like pursuing women. Like, I want to be courted.
Where are the lover boys at? Where are the men who fall in love with loving their women the way I fall in love with loving a man? Where are the men who bring flowers without being asked, and text and FaceTime and want to hear about your day and maybe leave a note even? Where are you, lover boys?
Where are the men in the middle? Like, I'm talking between 38 and 50. Are you guys just not divorced yet? Or what? Because on these apps, you know, the dating apps, I either get the people that are in their like early to mid 20s asking if I like younger men, or I get the people that are like in their 60s, and I'm like, no way in hell. Why would you even message me? There's no way at 60 years old you want to start a whole new life with somebody who has 2 young kids. Like, get real, right? So anyway, where are you guys at? Like, where are the younger, like, where's the middle-aged men? I'm thinking they're just not divorced yet, but it's okay. I can wait.
We as women need to normalize men having to put down a security deposit if they want to take us on a date. Because, think about it. We have to get our hair, nails, skin, makeup, pick out a cute outfit, all that, right? We take time to get these things done. And then if somebody like bails last minute, then who's out? Us. I'm not saying that I normally like wouldn't do those things, but there's like some added emphasis, especially like if it's somebody that you're like into and then they bail. So the new movement is men putting down a security deposit if they want to take you on a date.
What's good, guys? It's your boy Justin J coming to you with another video. Let's cook, boys. Let's cook. All right. Women panic when they realize there's no one left to date in 2026. You know, we got clips. Let's get straight into it.
The other day I was talking with a friend about how men in their like late 30s and even 40s will date a woman for like 1 to 2 months and then break up with them and tell them, well, I just wasn't ready for a relationship. And my friend was like, how are these men not ready for a relationship? They're single and in their 30s and 40s. And it dawned on me that these men are not ready for a partnership. As women are standing up and requesting more from men in relationships, what these men are actually saying is that I am ready for a relationship. I'm ready for a relationship with traditional values where a woman takes care of me. You weren't taking care of me. You want a partnership. I'm not willing to show up and meet you halfway. These men are ready for relationships. They're not ready for partnerships because they don't want to do the work to meet someone halfway, and they want a woman who's just going to cater to them like their moms.
Men typically date for 1 to 2 months and then get rid of women because the women aren't ready to be in said relationship. See, if a guy controls relationships and he controls marriage, who has access to this, he is going to determine that you're not ready for it, and he moves along. Women can sit here and tell themselves this all they want, but it doesn't make any sense. So men aren't willing to go 50-50 in a partnership. It's funny that the guys that they would be good candidates for, that would be good candidates for them, they don't want, due to a laundry list of things that we already know. We don't have to get into it. A man's attractiveness, what he does, what he has, what he's willing to give. No. Plenty of men are willing to give. They just don't want those men. But then the men that they want, they don't qualify for sex. Yes, but not relationships. A guy goes bye-bye, cuts her off. Now it's all men. Women are always going to bump their heads. See, I try to wake men up to this, but men are more rational anyway. But I always try to wake men up to this. Whenever men are talking about women in the dating game, you're talking about the best looking women, the most attractive women. Why won't the IG model cooperate? Why won't the 7s, 8s, 9s, and 10s? Why won't they cooperate? But really, the women that you actually qualify for, because a lot of men don't really put in the work. They think having a good job is enough. A lot of men that don't put in the work can't see that they've got great picks in front of them as well. Women do this way more though. Way more. Way more. You got a good pick in front of you. Oh, he's balding. Oh, he doesn't have a beard. Oh, he isn't tall enough. Oh, he doesn't work in finance. He doesn't do this. He doesn't have this. I don't think I'll be able to get this out of him. You got to knock that off. Because in 2026, there are not a lot of guys out here to date for women. And then the guys that they do want, they're going to keep getting disappointed. They're going to keep getting disappointed. But the guys that would be good fits for them, they don't want them. But this is another thing you got to remember. Never let a woman pressure you into a relationship. You hold the access to a relationship. You hold the access to giving her your last name. All of it. Even for the chance to screw you over, you hold access to that. Remember that. Let's get into clip number 2.
I swear nothing turns a woman off more than a stingy man. A man filled with stinginess, okay? Because if you have the resources, and it doesn't mean you have to be like going so above and beyond that you can barely survive yourself. I'm not saying that. But you should be spoiling your woman. Like a little something here and there. Spoiling her for Christmas, for birthdays, whatever it is, whatever you can do. You should be doing the best that you can. At the end of the day, it's the thought that counts. And a man who makes an effort to show his appreciation, to give you a little something, women see that and women love that. But a man who doesn't do that and has the resources to do it, he's on the other team. He's playing for the other team. Someone had to say it. Because what do you mean you're not spoiling your lady? What do you mean? I just don't get that. I love to see a wife who you can tell is so spoiled by her man. And I'm not saying the man has nothing and he just gives his wife everything. I'm not saying that. But you can tell. You guys know what I'm talking about. You can tell that he freaking adores, loves his wife, and spoils his wife. I love to see that. Love to see it. It shows a lot. Those are acts of service. And if your woman doesn't care about like material items, that's fine. But whatever you gotta do, you gotta put some effort in. You gotta put some work in, okay, buddy? Okay? Because stinginess in a man is like, the worst.
Men do spoil women. This is the funniest part about this clip. Men actually do spoil women that deserve it. And if this woman has the type of guy that spoils her, she's actually ungrateful. What are you talking about this for? Oh, I love when I see a woman who has a husband that spoils her. And don't get it messed up. She doesn't mean emotional support. Doing things that are creative. That's not what she means. Designer, trips, luxury, jewelry, trinkets, gifts. This is what she means. A man can take care of a woman, look out for a woman, but what this woman is asking for, it doesn't make any sense. Spoil her to the point where other people can tell you're not talking about anything that is emotional. You know, they're always talking about emotional intelligence, emotional support. When somebody can tell they're in a new car, they got jewelry on, name brands, luxury items. This is the only thing she's talking about. But men do spoil women. Men do treat women very well that deserve it. Women are going to keep on with this nonsense of a man should just do. They will never tell you what he gets in exchange. And we're going to get to that in another point in the video. But let's get into clip number 3.
Can someone explain to me why it's so hard to find a good man that is all about you and only you, doesn't care to entertain other women, and just wants to make you happy? Like, why is that so hard to find? I feel like nowadays men my age, or at least all the good men my age, are either married or in a relationship. So yeah, I feel like I'm doomed for life.
The reason why it's so hard to find a guy that wants to be about you and only you, women are going to bump into this time and time again, is because you're aged out of the market. The men in your age bracket that you actually find sexy, right, and that have redeeming qualities, they don't want you, period. They don't want you, period. And you're searching for a guy who's superior to you, but you're not willing to submit with his program, pretty much. You guys know 2 weeks ago, I posted a clip of a woman that I'm talking to on a dating app, right? And I posted that as an example. Now, my girl, she texted me about that. She said, oh, I don't usually listen to your videos, but I listened to your last video. And when I heard that girl talking in the video, I can't lie, it was like a punch to the gut. I told my girl, your spot is solidified. She's just some random. Never heard anything about it. Didn't I just tell you I bought her some sneakers? In exchange for cooperation with my program, she's still here. Does anybody not understand how this works? Because women are never going to understand. See, she can go get with some other guy. I'll help her out the door. But she doesn't want that. Did I shut her down when she said whatever she said? No, I took it in and I responded to it. Now, the problem is women don't like the response and they want to kick and scream. You're going to get sent away anyway. Only sucker dudes are going to be like, oh, I'm sorry, this, that, and the third. No. No. Should know this by now. When women cooperate, that is the most important part for men who understand their self-worth. For men that don't understand their self-worth, they're still there. But you see, this is the thing I'm always trying to get across to dudes. Those guys are still there. They don't want them. They can pick one of them, but it will only lead to them resenting that guy for life. So the choice is theirs. And another thing I want to say is when men are getting older, they know what to look out for. They can listen to you talk and you're gone. Most guys are going to think it's about the looks. It's not about the looks. Because this woman compared to the next woman I'm about to play, it's night and day, right? But men can quickly assess and get out of the way. Watch this.
Well, guys, I think you finally succeeded. I think I have lost the absolute last shred of hope I had that there's still good men left in the world. Just went on a date. I thought it was going well. Talked nonstop, not me, back and forth, for over an hour. And then all of a sudden he had to take a call from a client. And he never fucking came back. And I got stuck with a $90 tab for his beers and pizza. So, yeah, I'm not doing this anymore. 4B movement all the fucking way from here on out. You guys suck.
See, he probably got catfish because I don't see any dude really pulling up to sit down with her seriously on a serious level. I'm not disrespecting her or anything, but the truth is the truth and the truth hurts. Okay, so what happened in this scenario is he sat down with her. She started talking. He was like, I'm good off this. Got to take a business call, goes to the back or whatever, pays or just leaves. Oh, actually, he didn't pay. She had to pay. Just got up out of there. It's disrespectful. See, when women interact with you, a lot of the times they don't check themselves. This woman clearly didn't check herself. When women like you, they actually will check themselves. Sometimes they don't. But for a majority of the time, women don't check themselves and how they act. They've been so used to getting away with the way they act. She sits down, she starts talking a little bit, asking him things that makes it feel like this is a job interview. What? It's not even about the looks at that point. She's gonna get up and go away. You know, recently, the first message a chick messaged me was, oh, so what do you do for work? I put NVM. She unmatched. Perfect. No kicking, no screaming. You just got to tell women, okay, or NVM. Let them go away. Let them go. Let them go. You'll always get a new lead. Men know exactly what they're looking for. Experienced men know exactly what they're looking for. You're not that. You got to go away. I can guarantee you that man listened to her talk and was like, nah, I'm good. And I can't do this anymore, so I got to go. Trying to give you a shot, trying to hear you out, but I got to go. In her mind, she thinks that she's giving him an opportunity, him a chance. So she's like, what? And you heard what she said, right? 4B movement up. So that lets me know that what you were talking about was turning this man off more than your looks. Whether he got catfished or whatever. You let them talk long enough and they expose themselves, what they're looking for, what they will put up with, what they won't put up with. And the guy's like, are you out of your mind? Now you can assess how old she is by her looks. Are you out of your mind? Yo, bro, this is nonsense. Let's get into the next one.
If you're trying to date a girl like me, I'm going to give you a couple of tips on how to ask someone like me out on a date. I'm in my early 30s, I know what I want, and I am very detail oriented. I love a man with a plan, and I think other women like me would too. If you have a plan for like, I think you would love this, let's go here at this time, wear something nice, and then you ask me when I'm available, chef's kiss. If you don't know what to do and we're talking already, use context clues, use ChatGPT, use TikTok, use Google. There's really no excuse. Like, be creative, put in a little bit of effort. Secondly, if you have a car, please offer to pick her up. Like, honestly, ask her to pick her up. If you don't have a car, send her a Lyft, send her an Uber. If you're from out of town, rent a car. If she decides that she's more comfortable meeting you there, ask her how she's getting there. Make sure the place has parking. Make sure you pay for her parking. Honestly, consideration is the highest form of respect and kindness and love for someone like me. That goes a long way. Lastly, flowers. So many men don't do this. Bring me one flower. Trader Joe's has flower bouquets for $4.99. Bring me a plant from Home Depot. It's the thought that counts. It's such a kind gesture. If a guy brings flowers on the first date, water, immediate moisture, wet waterfalls.
This woman is in her 30s. This woman is in her 30s, mind you. She's delusional. She is absolutely delusional. Send her a car, plan something extravagant, bring her flowers. She's in her 30s asking for all this. Let me tell you guys something, man. I think I saw another clip of this chick and she's saying she was in a long-term relationship. Actually, yes, I do have a clip of her. And she's saying that she's been in a long-term relationship, but now she's out here and guys don't simp anymore. Guys don't do this anymore, that anymore. The thing is, right? Long relationship or not, in your younger years, ladies, you gotta take advantage of this stuff when guys are dumb. Let me help them out for a second. When a guy still believes in love after love and all of this stuff, right? You need to take advantage of him. You do, but not in a bad way. You need to pour into that energy so you keep receiving it. When a guy gets over 30 years old, 35 years old, 40 years old, you're done. Unless he's a sucker and you can leverage your looks. You're done. So you need to take hold of that energy that guys are willing to give you when you're younger. This ain't going to keep happening. Send you a car. You're grown. You can meet me at the spot. The best a man will do is plan. Some men like to pick you up, but see, that backfires on you when things aren't going so hot and you got to take her home. Awkward car ride. You find a way to get to the spot. The guy will plan it. He will pay for it. Hell, he'll show up on time, well-dressed, well-groomed, all of that stuff. You need to find your way there. Flowers? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. I'm not even going to bring up the story that I do all the time. Absolutely not. And if you don't like it, you can go find a guy that wants to do it. But see, the thing is with these chicks, right? They want all of this stuff. That doesn't equal respect. That doesn't equal anything. Once again, like I said, we're going to link it back from the beginning. Did she name anything that this guy will receive in return? No, she didn't. Of course not. Why would he need anything for that? And even if she did name stuff, it would be, well, I'm showing up. I've taken all this time and effort to put into my appearance so I look, on point for tonight, because I know guys are visual. I'm going to show up, be a good time, my feminine energy. I'm going to bring emotional support to the date. Everything that's for free. Everything that's for free. So let's say we work on a barter system as we used to. Like if we still worked on a barter system, why even need to take you on a date and spend any money and open his wallet? Why not put a blanket down and put a finger down? You know what I'm saying? Have some sandwiches, some Capri Suns, some green apples. You know what I'm saying? Pretzel sticks. Have a little picnic. Go for a walk on the beach. Maybe he has a dog, bring his dog to a dog park, walk it. It's all free. Want all of this, all these things that cost money, but you don't have anything in exchange for it, but your presence and your energy. Makes a lot of sense. But this is why women become frustrated as well. Because when they can't get this access or they can't get this energy out of men, they think that something's wrong with the men. No, there's nothing wrong with the men. Bro, years go on. Information keeps coming out. Men have experience. See, this is the thing, right? Women like a man with experience, but here's the thing about experience. Experience shows you the good and the bad, right? Women think that we're the same and we're not. We don't want you experienced like that. Some guys like women that are experienced. A lot of guys don't. All across the board, women do like men with experience. They can say whatever they want. They like experienced men. But experienced men, no, this isn't going anywhere. I'll have sex. Nothing at all. I'll just make up some story. I'm not going to tell her what I do. I'm not going to even take this seriously. When women finally do have sex with the dude or they think it's going somewhere good, the guy's like, nah, I'm good. And they never take a step back to realize that, you know, listen, it's me. I said this. I was moving this way. I was acting entitled. I was being a little bit delusional. No, they never check themselves. So it's going to continue to get worse out here. Men don't have it hard. See, the original title for today's video was Single Men Are Going to Keep Winning in 2026. Just going to keep winning. Because here's the thing. I know guys like to listen to this black pill content and content about, you know, it's hard out here for men and your looks and genetics and blah, 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 and women are this and blah, blah, blah. There will always be a woman that likes you. There will always be a woman that's going to cooperate with you. They're going to continue to struggle. And the moment that they run across a guy that they deem worthy, that they're willing to sleep with and do all of this and pour all of this attention and time into, that guy ain't tripping like that. So they got a decision to make. And until they make that decision, they're going to be out here and they're going to keep struggling. So this was women panic when they realized there's no one left to date in 2026 and men are going to keep winning in 2026. Hope you guys got a lot out of it. It's your boy, Justin J. Get with you boys in the next video. Like, comment, subscribe. Let's go, boys. Let's go.
Hey, men, do you want to know how to get with women? Always give to her, never take from her. That's it.